What is up? It's Loopee from Late Night Gaming, and I'm here with my co-commentator Tacster from Artificery. And
Hey, back for another one.
we got round two, and we got another Vader, and in fact another Force Ramp Vader. We looked at the list before. This is very much based on the list that I ran in round one and ran in the tournament. And then we have a showcase Iden with a guy named Kyle.
Pretty.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful
This
card.
is pretty standard. Iden green control with ramp and Vader and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I played against both these guys later in the game. They both took me out, sadly. But
All right. Yeah, I think that the Iden red, Iden green is actually one of the ones that it struggles with. All right. Well, let's get going on this. I think they start with the initiative roll here. The Force Ramp Vader features some Fifth Brothers. I know he's got Force Throw. I think he's got Force Lightning here.
yeah, did he have that on the sideboard? Yeah, let me look real quick.
And we will be...
Yeah, the lightnings are in the main board. 2 of them.
And then 1 on the sideboard?
No, I think he's just running the 2.
All right, so
yeah, it's like a bunch of small dudes. It doesn't really top out at like even in Palpatine. It's like Raider is his top end. Raider and Vader. Raider. The original Destiny deck. Vader.
Yep, and he's got the Tusken Raider. I think it actually won Worlds the first one, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was the no. Was it a Stormtrooper? It might have been. No, it was Vader Raider, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it was like one of the original Star Wars Destiny decks.
And I saw he did have Force Surrender. Main decked as well.
In this, it's sideboarded as well.
Is it sideboarded?
Yeah, right. It's a brutal card.
It is.
Does some nasty things.
I think it's the best single thing that you can run against Iden.
Oh, absolutely.
At that point,
it just wrecks your hand.
At that point in the game, she can't afford to lose the cards.
Nope, card advantage is almost the most important part at that stage of the game.
Right.
Because if you have infinite answers, you win. If you have no answers, you lose.
Yeah, my friend Poem at Late Night Gaming says 2 for 1s is how you win. And it's kind of an automatic 2 for 1. Plus it gives you draw.
Like, Iden's holding on some big stuff there. I saw a Super Laser and Avenger in hand, not resourcing, which I mean, that could be a little dangerous. I mean, Inferno 4 is a great start in general with blue decks. Just being able to like tailor your initial draws to make sure you have something. So he put the Cargo Juggernaut on the bottom and kept Takedown on top, and that makes sense.
And I think he did. And he was maybe willing to keep some of the big stuff because...
Yeah, I mean, look at that hand, though. It's just Super Laser. I mean,
hey, because
it's probably fine.
But when you have an Inferno 4, I mean, you feel a little bit better about that, right?
All right, so we're going to see a turn 2 Zap the DJ?
We'll see. I imagine you won't, because I imagine that the Viper...
Did you have it in hand?
...is about to get ECL Super Laser Tech right here.
Maybe. I mean, that's the only thing you're scared of, right? And if the Iden player has never seen that move before, I don't know.
Yeah, it happened.
It's a weak ECL. I really don't like. I think that using Version Lab for the Super Laser on the turn that isn't like your flip turn is just a weak play overall. But like, obviously this isn't fine. He saved his base the damage.
Yep. I think
anytime you pace. It's not bad. It's just like it's no like waiting for steadfast and trying to one shot the Vader. You can't one shot Vader anyways because he's got 8 health. But
Inferno 4 comes in for 2.
Yeah, pretty mild start. But both players ramped.
Mm-hmm. But Vader
still does have ECL.
And he's going to grab the initiative right now. Yeah, I don't think that we've seen Jared's hand yet. But there's nothing in the ground arena to hit if he has his own Super Laser Tech. Though Vader can kind of take care of that himself. All right, we go into the...
that Kyle, the Iden player, ended up grabbing that takedown. I don't know if he resourced it yet, so that's an option for this turn.
All right, and there's the super laser.
Ooh,
deck.
Vader with a double ramp.
No,
I mean, he resupplied last turn, so he's going to be able to deploy same time as Iden.
Yep.
It's pretty big.
we'll see if he pings to kill it. Because Iden may lane dodge here.
I don't know what Iden's doing this turn. If there's nothing to kill and you're kind of a control deck, like
Right.
if you are playing Steadfast Battalions and you happen to have one in your hand, playing it naked right now isn't the worst thing because then at least it's ready to go next turn when you play Iden.
I think that's exactly what he
Yep.
drew.
There we go. I didn't see that, but I was like, this is probably the best play you can hope for with spending 5 on an empty board.
Iden heals off the damage with her leader ability. Looks like we're going into the next round with Vader with the initiative.
And both leaders coming out here. Vader's gonna get 7, Iden's gonna get 6.
Which is usually a good spot for Vader. If you can answer.
Yeah.
A lot of times you want to try
I mean, Iden's showing a lot of like threat to Vader with the battalion already out there. And Vader's doesn't have a ton of great answers for it in the deck even.
I think he's.
Like, I guess force choke. If he force chokes opening action, that would actually be fantastic before it gets the buff out. Two resources, force choke, be gone.
Right.
That'd be pretty good.
Would turn on your ping too.
Yeah.
So he spends 3 as a soul
Block guard. Yeah, that's fine. Check the Vader. Happy Vader, happy life.
It's a pretty greedy deploy. Right at that point, he should ping the
For
shield.
Iden?
Yeah, I think he needs to ping the shield right now. Well, he still has Vader undeployed.
Yeah, pinging the shield would be pretty good. I mean, as the Iden, like with no damage on base, you don't really care about her living. Like at I think in from my perspective, playing Iden here, I would say like your only goal with Iden this turn is to make sure Vader dies,
Right.
if possible. That like she's there to make the Vader die.
All right.
So even if she gets pinged off, I would probably run Iden into the cell block to be prepared to send 7 damage at Vader with
and that's what I
mercenary
think.
company.
That's where I think the greed comes in, is trying to get the cell block guard with Iden to keep the steadfast up for Vader.
Vader's already tapped out.
Right. Yeah, the
Resources here.
Interceptor killed the Inferno 4, but it's anything but an optimal play. If he had anything else, any type of removal would have been better.
That is a play too, I guess.
Well,
I mean, we knew he was sitting on a super laser and what's it called?
See, the problem now for Vader is Iden has her shield.
Yep. You can still kill her with Vader with the ping and then slam in. Is he going to go with 7 overwhelm? 4 to base, putting up to 8 damage on Vader. That seems fair. That puts Vader in the spot of, do you kill Steadfast with your ping or do you kill Iden with your ping?
Right.
You go to base and kill Iden and kill the Steadfast. That's probably not the worst.
Right.
Yep. Okay. And technically, the Steadfast isn't dead until regroup because it got the +2/+2, but not really a problem.
All right. I
Because
updated
Iden
the
doesn't
scoreboard
heal.
correctly. Iden's gonna go into Vader or into the base.
I go into Vader, but I guess like we know it's that she's sitting on Iden's sitting on a super laser blast that she can use next turn. So I guess you can. You're always threatening that, so it's not that big of a deal to go base, and you're ahead on damage. So racing base here is probably the right call.
Yeah, he might have had to resource either the Avenger or the Super Laser Blast though. I mean,
He might have, yeah.
I presume he kept takedown because I would.
Like one of the hard parts of like not being able to always see the number of cards in hand is kind of like hard to track of like, well, when you were at 3 cards and we knew you had these 3 cards, which one did you probably throw down?
Right.
He kept Avenger and not Super Laser too. I imagine he has probably one of them still, but maybe not both at this point.
So, I think this is an important thing with Iden decks. I mean, with me, it's important not to overplay the field right now. I mean, he should just get in there.
Oh, against Iden, yeah. If especially if you knew that they were holding the Super Laser, you do gotta stay.
And I think he saw it with the probe droid.
He did.
So, I think he's going at the base.
Some shield.
Taking out the shield. That's a good play.
Still gotta be like 3 damage behind here if Iden hits the base.
Probably commenting on how their brain works in multiples of 5 rather than 6 when you're using D6.
Yeah, I prefer that too. Yeah,
me too. I do actually have some of the drum markers. The lady in Milwaukee just finished them up, so that's pretty cool.
That's good. That's gonna take out 2 damage there, 4 to Vader.
Yeah, it puts
Iden
Vader
can
in
kill
code
Vader,
range.
or Iden can just slam base for 6, which gets you pretty close.
Let's see, does he have an answer with ECL here? We need to do 6.
Vader unit's not terrible here. I mean, Vader unit's never terrible, let's be honest.
Pretty good unit, that's why it cost $80. Both of these decks are running 3 of the legendary Vader unit. I was very impressed with the quality of play all around. There weren't any
Hey, you barrage, I barrage, we all barrage, you're dead.
Yeah. I think he had to do that.
Yep, makes sense.
He's going to take initiative. See if he can do something to develop.
We're going to see some weenies here, because Vader's got a lot of little small stuff.
Yeah, that's how that deck works.
A cell block?
A fifth brother would be good.
A 5th brother, yeah, that'd be good too. Hey. Not overloading the field too much. That's also probably a good call.
Right. Yeah, the one thing Villain lacks right now is any kind of action cheating. Like Rebel Assault has. We're on the hero side.
No, you get Stormtrooper Lieutenant still.
Right. Which, if he's running Force Vader, I think that he probably has them. Great card. I think that it should play in most decks that have Vader units.
Hey, look. Let's see. Yeah. He's running 2 Snowtrooper Lieutenants.
He's going to Super Laser Blast here.
Yeah, and this is where the part where, like, I'm not sure. So Iden took 4 damage to base to, instead of pushing into Vader on the turn before. And I think, like, it's like the question of, like, ooh, you're ahead of base now, but, like, should you have just tried to clear the Vader first? But you knew you were sitting on the Super Laser. It's like a mind...
Right. He's gonna take
mind trap, trying to figure out what's the right thing to do.
Consortium's good.
And now Vader's going to load out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2. That's not too big. I think Iden could have been in a better spot if Iden just traded with Vader. Didn't have to use that.
So it looks like Iden resourced to 9. He has initiative.
I mean, Avenger on that board's probably pretty decent.
Right. By the odds, Vader's probably holding a Force Thrower 2 right now, which is active.
Vader doesn't have anything big enough to throw it its own to kill Avenger. But putting the Iden in hand is always very good.
Beginning of the next round, Iden has initiative.
Good bit of health on both sides here. And what we're seeing, it's going to be about evened up after this, probably. About 8-9 for.
Must be an Avenger.
Is that 8? 9? Okay. Oh, because Iden's at 10 now. Okay, so.
Yep.
9 for Avenger. Probably see the Starfighter go. I think Fifth Brother's generally the better unit here for Vader. Like Force Lightning would be huge here too, because you can just nuke that thing. 5 resources.
Yep, absolutely.
The Avengers did. 3 more to Iden, putting them both at 12. Iden can heal. Probably should.
Probably will.
I don't think there's a rush to claim initiative here, but I think
Force throw choosing him.
Iden did.
Good play, attack the hand.
Yep.
So I see another
So
Avenger.
it's takedown, vanquish,
takedown.
Avenger.
Right. Alright. So the Avenger's down to 5.
Another force throw actually kills it, so.
Yeah. Or an open fire and a Vader ping.
I think Iden took initiative.
Yeah, I think so too.
And did not
Missed the
heal on there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rush.
So he's going to ECL in the...
Greater play is so good for this. So this play got me. And like
Yep.
when I played Vader twice, like, man, that is absolutely the best play in for ECL into like my Iden at least. Maybe not this Iden, but like...
I tell
like
people...
it kills Avenger. It's fantastic.
Alright, Iden goes to 16 damage with the excellent Ruthless Raider play, saving the ECL.
We're pretty much going to see the next Avenger this turn. I mean,
I would think so.
there's no better board to do that with. But that's huge, because otherwise the Avenger would have. I mean, the only thing is he should have just opened with the Ruthless ECL, because the Ruthless ECL auto kills Avenger without any external damage. He didn't need the 4 from takedown or from force throw. I mean, it still got rid of a card, which isn't bad, but
he's got another one.
Raider.
Alright, so that's going to put Iden to 18.
Raiders, yeah. That's... And Iden's going to have to claim. Vader might actually have his... If he has a unit to play. Yeah, so now he sacks the Stormtrooper from the Avenger attack, and then he can kill the Avenger with... he just goes base face with the Avenger.
He switched to a D10 for damage on the Avenger.
Not a bad idea.
Right.
I think the Ruthless might win it for Vader here.
It answers so much in space.
It's like even if he... Oh, he's going to be like 1 short.
Yeah.
If Avenger attacks base, you sack the Raider. Oh, okay. Well, that's an answer.
He's devastating.
I never saw him play a Devastator. Yeah, Devastator's kind of brutal.
Mm-hmm.
That'll answer it. I do not know if Vader has an answer to that at all.
Force Lightning turns off Sentinel. Looks like it's going to be
Vader unit and pray for... That is... Oh, that's like basically enough
so
with like...
Snowtrooper Lieutenant get there? The Ruthless Raider...
He needs to draw us. Ruthless Raiders Imperial. I mean, that's not a terrible play.
That's Fifth Brother. He's got 1 left.
So, like... Yeah, this is a super close game. Because Avenger can hit face, and then Vader dies, it puts Iden to 20. Vader's presenting lethal. Iden will have to take the heal action, but if Vader gets a Snow Trooper Lieutenant, he wins. Yep.
Okay, so Iden goes to 20, 5 health remaining. Vader by
Both
itself.
20.
Vader took a good chunk of damage, but has the ability to claim here, which I think is right.
Yep. So now there's two actions left in the game, or one. Either Vader wins with a pump on Vader, or Iden wins with Devastator and Avenger.
Yeah, the Devastator has both Sentinel and Overwhelm. So, not much in space.
Guessing he doesn't have the Snow Trooper Lieutenant, and thus falls 1 damage short.
Yep. So I think Iden took game 1.
That was super close.
Yeah, great
Like,
game.
I don't think you can really expect it to get closer than that.
All right, so they're gonna go to sideboard decisions, or should.
I forgot that there was a Devastator. Does he have 2 Devastators in the? He's 1 Devastator in the main board, so that, I guess I missed that or wasn't expecting that. He's a second one in the sideboard.
Right. So we'll see. They'll do their sideboard decisions, and sideboarding is a very important part of best of 3 tournaments.
I think, we'll see what he's putting in there. I know that I think when I was playing him, you had mentioned putting in Del Miko a lot, I think, just because
I could see
he's kind of good against anyone that's running a bunch of events. Like, Vader's got events that you'd run, and if that just kind of gets in your way, it can be pretty decent. I didn't see what else he grabbed. It might have been Rook.
Yeah, both of these players ended up in the top cut, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I think both players should probably put in the Rooks. Vader doesn't have it. He does have both Force Surrenders in the sideboard. Those should certainly come in. He runs 3 Homestead Militia in the sideboard, too. I think that's probably an anti-aggro play.
Yeah, I don't know that you need it here.
I always recommend taking out the Viper droids against Iden. Too easy a target.
Homestead Militia is like I want to run this into aggro with ECL and have a body afterwards kind of play.
Yeah. Though, I think that ATRT does the same thing, but better.
And ATRT cost 4, though. Right?
It does.
And it has the stipulation that you have to have a vehicle. So, but
it has ambush by itself.
It does. It works better in, Yellow Bobo, where I feel like you're going to have those space vehicles that are more of a pain, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I think people do kind of leave Inferno 4 alone.
It's true, but that's, the only one that you have in, blue. So, either you draw it, and then ATRT would feel kind of worthless, or you don't, and you just don't have any vehicles otherwise. So.
In game 1 of this match, I think actually the turn where the Interceptor came down to take down the Inferno 4, which did something, but it didn't do much to address the Iden situation happening on the ground.
It didn't. It was a kind of weak play in that sense, where that Inferno 4, while putting some damage in, I don't remember what else Vader had in his hand, but putting more pressure on the ground would have been better than just taking out that thing.
Yeah, I mean
anything taking out that thing did better because it gave him 2 extra scry.
A Force Choke or a Force Lightning would have turned that game.
Yep.
Or Force Surrender, which wasn't main decked.
I'd imagine he's putting Force Surrender in this because, that would ruin Iden's day completely.
And he also told me he read my guide. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that as to Iden was, it got down deck building to help and Force Surrender, and which hurt Iden more. And I think it's pretty strong.
You can see Vader's hand. Oh, with a double ramp, Vader unit and Force Surrender. There it is.
So I guess he got his Force Surrender sideboard.
Oh man, that's a decent hand for Vader to just be like, what are you gonna do? I'm just gonna ramp, man.
It absolutely is. He didn't have a first turn 1 play, but I mean, he's gonna start.
You can see this one, okay.
He's gonna start turn 2 off with a bang. Now here, holding both of them, I would actually probably just play. He chooses to ECL it, but I mean, if it
saves you life, like that's the main thing. But
yeah, you can get it the next turn though. I mean, you do give up the 3 life, but the ECL is an important thing.
ECL is just to gain health there. Like, at least from my perspective, I think that's the only thing you're really gaining with it.
Yeah, I just worry about all the
you're hedging about, like, because if you play it nakedly, it's going to be more than 3 health too, because Iden could do a power of the dark side to kill you. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel great. It's not bad to kill the DJ Death Star if it's going to still give you board presence, because Vader's going to kill it anyway. So like if you let him kill it, he will, and that's not necessarily better for you. It's just a different outcome.
Iden chooses to heal off the damage instead of retain the initiative.
And that's the battle between these two. Is like Vader's gonna ping it, she's gonna heal it, or whoever was slowest loses the initiative, or you take your damage and deal with it. Vader's like unique natural counter to Iden with that is kind of interesting though.
Right.
They're both on 5. Vader's gonna play super laser, almost guaranteed.
Yep.
And probably gonna zap it. Interesting enough, like next turn we could see Vader come out and then Force Surrender. Oh gosh.
We're gonna see Iden this turn.
Rampy. So
both players are at it. Now, if he's got one of the stormtroopers here, that's a very good play.
That would be a pretty good pickup.
Yep. As would an Inferno 4 for Iden.
Vader.
Yeah.
Now Vader is entering a very dangerous territory of I have no units, and Power of the Dark Side is a card that exists.
Right.
See if he walks into something like that. He's at 7, so like honestly, opening up with Vader unit isn't the worst thing either.
It does provide coverage from Power of the Dark Side.
Yeah.
I mean, something as simple as a Death Star Stormtrooper is a good play right now, too. I mean, you just need something there.
I mean, we know he has Vader unit at hand, so I honestly would just open with that.
And you want to turn on your play. You want to turn on your
Because if you can grab a cell block guard, too, then you basically stop any base damage this turn.
So that's...
Oh, I feel like the punish is coming. We haven't seen much out of Iden. It's a very dangerous move.
Yeah, Power of a Dark Side is... He's going to Vader.
Okay.
The other one, which is not as bad as it could be. Though...
No, he can still get...
This is a kill if she finds Snow Trooper.
She's... That Iden's not running it, so... I'm trying to think, what is Iden even running for these things? It's Death Troopers. Yeah, Death Troopers, the thing you run with it. So that's still one short, though, so... Maybe... You'd see bringing out another DJ to ramp, maybe.
He's changing his mind. I think he was going to do a Death Trooper and is prevaricating between the DJ and
It's like it doesn't change the math on like the breakpoints on Vader because like it's more of a you trade it with Vader and then now you can kill it with Iden if you want, but
right.
Vader needs to take 5.
Well, that's a lot better outcome for the Vader player than getting power of the dark side. So now he'll be able
It
to
is.
run his Vader. He does. He chooses not to. He chooses to go to base and finish off the other Vader.
So Iden's gonna trade into Vader unit.
Vader leader.
I wonder, or Vader leader. I wonder if he's gonna force surrender here now that he hit the base. Maybe that was the plan. Instead of playing Vader unit, go boom right to the hand.
He plays.
No, he's going for the Vader unit.
Right.
I don't know. Sequencing there, it depends on what he pulls. Like if he had cell block guard, he would have been able to save Vader.
Yep.
And that would have felt really good.
And if you had Snowtrooper Lieutenant, he does more damage.
Yeah. I think this just probably would have been a better play over sacrificing your Vader. Okay.
He chooses a 5th brother, which
I think Iden's going to die here, I'd assume.
yeah, Iden should die.
I mean, all in all, this is still a fine board state. But, you know, Iden's still running more of the deep late game stuff, so it's probably going to have the edge. It's really a matter of, like, if Vader still has force surrender, which I assume he will, next turn, as long as he doesn't get super laser blast, he just rams it in. This is also a very good turn to just get super laser blasted on. He does have it. What are the plays? Takedowns, super laser blasts, Gideon Hask, Romy Brosh. Yeah.
We'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He could super laser. I mean, it's not the biggest, but I don't think you're going to get much bigger. I mean, even overwhelming barrage kind of does as much damage as you need there. You can kill the Vader and put enough buff on super laser that it's threatening to kill the Vader. So maybe that's just the play. Or you ambush Gideon Hask into 5th brother.
He still has his
or Vader
ECL available, which I think exactly that is the play.
Gideon into 5th brother, yeah. And then if he gives the experience to super laser, then he can threaten to trade with Vader here.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. Gideon should be exhausted. Hopefully they catch that. Yeah. I think you go for the force surrender play though now.
He's got to hit
smack
the
base.
I think that's exactly right. I think you hit the base and force surrender. He should still have it.
Unless he's a stormtrooper, then he could stormtrooper. Oh, he didn't go to resource to 8. Never mind. So, we got 5.
Barrage.
Okay. I mean, taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's enough for sure. No, that's a great play too. Overwhelming Barrage. It's a good card. Who would have known?
Yep. Except I think he's going to get takedown right now.
Probably. He has 3, 4, 5 health exactly left. So. Yep. Vader pings base, and then Iden heals, and then Vader takes initiative.
I would have much preferred the force surrender to try to deplete the hand. I mean,
if you put it in, like, that's the point. You got to get it off at some point, I feel like.
Right. And no matter how hard you try, it's never going to do damage. So, it's not what you should be expecting from it.
These are pretty grindy matches, though, overall.
It's a pretty grindy match. And the Iden allowed initiative to heal down to 3.
Like, it's just problem is, like, we're in danger zone of, like, if you don't force surrender them soon, you are going to run out of time to do it, and you're going to get destroyed by the Avengers and the Devastators that are coming back at you inevitably.
Right.
So maybe this is the turn.
Vader goes to 8. Looks like Iden is at 9 right now. Resources.
Vader. Slam 4 to base, hopefully. Yeah.
I think the line is that.
Is it too late? That's the question. Iden's at 9. I don't believe Iden had Avenger in hand until. So if she picked it, did she pass?
Must have. There's the first strike.
Okay. What are we discarding here? I'm very curious.
I don't know that I understand the pass.
It's a very reactive hand from what I can see. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like leaning, like I can see better to his hand if I lean over to the side. That's not how cameras work.
Because that's
Okay, so yeah, I think that was his only unit, and it was just like a bunch of reactive stuff, like Super Razor.
right.
I think he has Takedown and Super Laser Blast left, or Power of the Dark Side. Okay, unless he resource Super Laser, but like. Yeah, I mean, this is a good place. You're basically in top decking mode with Iden. Get some more threats on the board, maybe.
Right. It's going to go down to 6.
Takedown drawn from Iden. Going to 9, okay. Probably drew a resupply or something that didn't need.
I usually resource Super Laser Techs and resupplies late game.
I mean, definitely the resupplies. I mean, there's an argument you could play Super Laser Tech as at least a body. And if you can play all your cards, but it's hard to say.
It's going to be a Vader
Or
unit.
for takedown, Vader? Oh, that was 7. I missed the ones up top. Okay. Trooper or Cell Block Guard or Inferno 4. Looks like. Inferno 4 is probably the best in terms of just being able to fix your draws.
Yeah. He's got to find a Devastator or an Avenger or something like that. Reinforcement Walker. The Madison one.
I don't think he did. He didn't even do the scry. Unless he's going to do that now.
Not yet. A Viper and a Gideon.
They're both going down. Yep. Technically, aren't you supposed to do the scry before you finish resolving ambush then? Because it's a nested action.
See if the Vader has one of his own. Ping. Might have an open fire.
He could have the second force surrender too.
He does. So Iden went down to a depleted hand, I believe.
Yeah, Iden has no cards. But I mean, obviously, like that's a pretty strong board for Iden. But there's a lot of life on both sides.
Right.
Open fire buys you a lot here. Pull one of those. Open fire interceptor, clear board, clear skies. But I mean, at this point, I feel like we're also like one Iden bomb away from locking the game in.
Mm-hmm. See how well Iden top decks.
I mean, there's answers here for Vader too. You know, like you get a force unit out and kill the Vader unit, and then you have force lightning. You can take out one of the big boys. And Iden only runs one Avenger, and I know I saw an Avenger in that second Vader that came out. So there's Avenger near the bottom of the Iden deck.
Right. Vader plays a Star Viper.
So I see is Avenger and then Inferno 4.
Oh, it's an Avenger.
Not that. It sealed the game.
Needs to find a Vader. Cell block card. Four resources remaining for Vader. Paying 3 for a brother. Does he have a force throw?
Be pretty sweet. Except I know that he's holding an Inferno 4. So it's not really going to do a ton of damage. I mean, a Force Lightning here. Take out Avenger. It's pretty big. We see that.
I think it's going to be a Avenger attacking on the gun.
Then you kill the cell block. I mean, if you have an answer. Otherwise, maybe you kill. I think either way you kill cell block.
Depends if you have... Well, if you don't have any force units, you might want to keep the cell block in there to take care of the Vader.
I mean, Fifth Brother takes care of him too.
Okay, so he
His
takes...
pain.
Vader has 8 health remaining. Yeah, Iden really got some fortunate late game stuff.
Another cell block. Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not.
I mean, it's the give and take of super or of Force Surrender. If you can hit the good stuff while it's in hand before it comes out, that's better than. I mean, he hit some stuff that was not bad, but.
And he's got to have a lot of cards in hand still.
Vader, yeah.
He was drawing 2 every time. I mean, and he needs to answer Avenger this turn. I mean, if he doesn't have a.
He's dead if he doesn't. Yeah.
Doesn't have a Force Lightning, he's dead. Or.
That's like the only answer Vader has, I think.
It's the only good one. And it makes sense that he would then play that cell block card there. If that's his answer. Devastator can target the ability. I think that's the end of the game.
What a finisher of a ship. Yeah, and that's like so. Me playing Iden Red, I feel like the Devastator is the card that I was missing. I don't think it mattered whether they had it or not because he still couldn't deal with the Devastator.
Right. No, if he had cast Force Lightning without playing the cell block card, I mean, he's really not any farther ahead.
What game?
I mean, you kill the Avenger and there'd be a bigger Star Destroyer to get you. All right, so that was an excellent match.
Yeah, I was hoping to see the Force Surrenders do more work there, but man, it didn't. Well, didn't matter because he got to the big stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's timely draws. I mean if he would have drawn little things at that point,
it would have been pretty bad.
Much different game. But he pulled.
It's all comes down to the board control in the end. Vader wasn't able to get that back.
Yep. He pulled a Vader, an Avenger, and a Devastator, despite having very few cards. All right, so we will be back soon with the next match.
Yep.
Any final thoughts on the match, Tack?
No, it's just cool to see. It's cool to see both those decks going. I haven't played much Iden Green yet, even though I know it's super popular. So it's good to see more of that too in action.
All right, signing off.